Hello and welcome to another studio vlog. In this one, I'm putting up a new table shelving unit for some extra storage. I'm restocking some of my best-selling decorative magnets and some packaging stickers. Plus, I'm having a fairly long rant / conversation about printer settings and figuring out the correct ones for my matte paper. And then towards the end of the video, I am packing up 2 orders that I've received. Let's get started with the table shelf. There is this area on one of my tables that was always fairly unorganized, cluttered, and I just knew that there was a much better way to use that space. So I actually bought this tabletop shelf from IKEA. And it's meant for a child's desk, but it works perfectly fine on any table in my opinion. And I love how much more effective I'm using this space now, and it's just so much more organized and pretty to look at, which, I don't know, it really helps my brain. Then on to restocking decorative magnets. The first ones I'm cutting here are my book stack magnets. Now moving on to my absolute bestseller, which is this matte UR magnet. And these are my new glossy versions of the UR magnets that have been doing fairly well since I added them as an option. So these ones will be just place fillers because they're smaller, or this one specifically smaller than the actual one that I'm selling, but it's just a nice space filler if I ever need a fairly skinny place to be filled. And then these ones here I don't sell at all. These ones are really just create as freebie mini magnets. And then these are the glossy UR decorative magnets. They are really only meant to be decorative magnets. They do not hold up that much, but they hold up enough. And then this one is the matte one. So if I compare it to side to side, you can see though, the one on the left is glossy and shiny, and the one on the right isn't, but the coloring of the two are really very similar, and I like that because sometimes when something is matte versus glossy, the colors can be quite different, but I'm happy with how similar I was able to get these two colors. And these are the other decorative magnets I just cut. They're my book stacks one. So this one is the glossy one. And all the different sayings. And then also, again in matte. All right, my storage was full. Let's try that again. These are the matte versions. So the green one says my weekend is all booked. The orange one says mentally dating a fictional character. The pink one is my boyfriends are all fictional. Then we have two different versions of a multicolored one. This one says I would rather be reading. And then this one is books are my happy place. And last but not least, the blue one says I read past my bedtime. And yeah, again, I got the colors very similar between the glossy one and the matte one, and I really like how these turned out. And yeah, they're restocks, both of them. I mean, I restocked the, for this one, I only restocked the matte one because the glossy ones are fairly new. But yeah. I'm running low on single decorative magnet packaging stickers, so I've decided to print some more. And I'm also fairly low on my logo stickers for the packaging up the order in the tissue paper. So I figured I'd use the other half of the sheet for that. I'm also using my washi sticker paper for the first time to see if I prefer them over the standard matte sticker paper that I normally use, just so that it's hopefully easier for you guys to remove these stickers from the packaging. I'm also running low on my Happy Mail stamp stickers that I add to the outside of the envelopes, so that's what I'm printing and cutting here. Now we get onto me figuring out the correct print settings for my matte cardstock paper. It took a lot of trial and error, but I talk more about this whole process a bit later on in the video. One thing I knew and wanted to do for a very long time is figure out my printer. My printer has from the very beginning been very good with printing like color accuracy to what I want, what I have either in my Affinity Designer or in my Procreate app, but only if I print it in the plain paper setting. And with all the updates that I had to do with the driver and everything over the time, they now don't have that plain paper setting anymore for some reason, or at least mine doesn't. I could probably get it back if I revert back to an old driver, but I wanted to do this anyway for a very long time, so I figured I might as well do it now, because whenever I printed anything, even like this is matte paper, but even if I use actual glossy paper and I use the glossy paper setting, it printed too saturated and it would look too dark printed out. I have these that I made quite a while ago with different color settings. So this is a matte one, but that's like a very high quality paper. This one is the velvet one from Epson. Then this one is a photo matte paper. And then this one is a premium photo paper luster. And I don't know how well it's, yeah, it sort of picks it up on camera. So if you can see, because I tried CMYK printing and RGB printing, because I'm like, what's the problem? I don't know. Yeah, you see here how I've separated them is this side is RGB printing and this one is CMYK printing, because I thought maybe that has something to do with it. But you can see if I printed it on plain, it looked like this. And if I printed it on the premium paper, it looks like this. And same here, if it's plain, it looks like this, and premium looks like this. And I mean, these colors are very off for the plain ones. But for these two, actually, the colors, like, it's not that these ones are not good looking or that like they're ugly, but they're not right. Like, this is how it looks like on my screen in Procreate. This is what it looks like. It's not this greenish. Again, I do not know how well it picks it up, but yeah, it's more of this shade than this one. So anyway, and these ones I've tried out eons ago to see and figure out if maybe doing it CMYK versus RGB will make a difference, but it doesn't really. But so that's why sort of I gave up. To this point, I tried to print out this new cards with my cats and plants design on it, and this background color before, when I printed it on the plain paper setting, was fine, but now with the way I'm doing it, it did not work anymore. So this really pushed me even more into doing that. And then also, it was very interesting as a perfect timing. I just recently, when all this happened, watched a video by Millie. She runs Prints by Millie. I'll leave her channel and the video in the description if you want to go watch it. She actually shared her exact printer settings, and I don't know, I did not look that much into it when I tried. I literally just tried the basic settings, but I learned through her that you can like change so much more. So I would definitely recommend watching that, because I think my main problem was, and I wrote it down here incorrectly in all of them. I don't know if you can see it because I made notes. I printed it out in a specific setting and then I made notes. And I wrote down saying that they're all printed on the vivid setting, but they're not. And I think that was one of my main problems, is one of the changes that you can make in the printer is change from vivid to standard. And I think that made a huge difference already. And you can see, like, I tried quite a few different settings and I came to, I think, the final conclusion that I like it to just be, which one is the one that I ended up going? This one, the last one. So it's the matte setting, or like the matte Epson paper setting. And then I have it as standard, not vivid, the color. And then I'm adding 10 plus on brightness. And now I did some more test prints of the cards. And you can see now that you can actually, okay, it does not look as good on camera, but you can read it now. The white, it shows up, whereas with this one here, you can barely see it, even though on camera, you can see it better on camera than you can see in real life, interestingly enough. And then this one looks better in real life than it does on camera. But yeah, you can see the writing here. So I tried it with a few different ones. So that's actually this one. So you can see how much different that background color looks. And then I created this one as well. I stopped printing more. I have more of them, but I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it printed like black dots over all of these. So I figured after all the printing of this, my printer needed a little break, so I turned it off for now, and I will get back to this some other day, because yeah, I think I have my settings figured out now for anything that goes on matte paper. But yeah, I'll do some more test prints, or like print out actual cards. Like, I'm not going to sell any of these, and I'll put them in my perfectly imperfect mystery bags, because they have like, you can't see it from a, well, yeah, this here you can, but some of them are not as noticeable, so I'm putting them in those ones for people that don't mind as much. But I'm definitely, yeah, not gonna sell these as is. So I'm gonna print out more some other day, and I'll probably film that, and also the cutting and putting together the actual greeting cards. But yeah, for this one I wanted to include this because if you needed a little push to figure out stuff with your printer, do it. You'll be happy you did it in the end. But also one big tip for the printer that I found, if something is not working, if either it prints lines or it smudges, whatever, more often than not, don't force it. Turn it off and try it another day, and most likely it will have fixed itself. That's my main printer tip that I can give you, because in the very beginning I would spend hours on hours trying to fix something if it didn't work, and at the end of the day I had to, you know, give up and try again another day, and then usually the other day it worked without me actually doing anything first. So after that, the next time when I had something that didn't work, I'm like, okay, stop, I'll take a break. And then the next time I tried it again, it worked. So anyway, long rambly rant over. I hope that was helpful. Oh, I actually also tested this out, because these are like my main used colors, and I wanted to make sure that I can use it with white writing on top of it, and they all look good except this one. You cannot read as much, so I printed out this one over. This is another page that failed, because you can see this is the blue and then this is the blue, so it doesn't show up. So I did some test prints on different shades of blue, and I went with this one here now, and I really like how that looks. But yeah, I feel like this is a good idea to do some test prints if you're ever unsure of. Okay, never mind. This was the first one I printed, sorry. This was the first one I printed to see if, it was actually, to see if the light colors would show up. And you can see here how they do not show up. So this is supposed to be the very faint pink and purple and, you know, all like that. And I realized that they didn't show up. So what I did is from here is I did this, and I could see that they show up now and that I like them. But then I realized, oh, I don't know if the white will show up. So then I printed this section. And that's when I realized the blue didn't work. And then I printed this. Okay, that's the right way around to do it. So yeah, and then I picked this one because I really like this. It's light blue, and you can still see the white text with it. But yeah, if you use a lot of the same colors in your work, I feel like that might be a good way to test, because I've realized after doing all these tests that sometimes certain things look better in certain settings, and other times they look different, like better in other settings. Mainly I found the green one, green, pink, and like orangey, purple, those ones. The blue ones was sort of fine, I felt like. But yeah, and I figured, just to make it easier for myself, let's just concentrate on the actual colors that I mostly use. They're obviously not all colors that I use, but the one that I mostly use. And yeah, I feel like this is a good test to see if whatever your print settings you're figuring out for your printer, if they actually work for your most common print colors. Now let's package up 2 orders. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.